rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledged knowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rocket Knicks Universal main man, Uncle Freezie, and welcome to the Knicks at Night podcast. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Okay. So I'm trying to be in that mood, right? I'm trying to be in that good mood, right? I'm trying to be in that good mood. So the Knicks lose to my favorite franchise ever, the Boston Celtics. 114-98. For the most part, this game was closer than the score would indicate. The Celtics pulled away late. So there's that. The Knicks on the back end of a back-to-back. So there's also that. But shout out to my people. Shout out to the Blorange Tears family. Luke Skywalker Visions is in the building. What's good? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm emotionally beat up on this one. Right? So I'm emotionally beat up on this one, man. I really wanted to win this game, man. I'm not gonna lie. Dripmore is in the building. I really wanted this W tonight, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I found out RJ Barrett was gonna miss this game, that kind of hurt me. White Falcon is in the building. Right. When I found out RJ Barrett was going to miss this game, it kind of hurt me a little bit. Well, a lot. Because I really wanted to beat the Celtics, man. I felt like we looked really good yesterday against Charlotte. And to be sitting here 10 games into the season with a 500 record really hurts. Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, White Falcon, I ain't gonna lie. I appreciate that. Pastor J is in the building. Salute to Pastor J. Thank you, Miss Mocha. Oh, I get a double shot of coffee? I probably need that. Miss Mocha gave me, I got a double shot of coffee. I guess we're going to be here for a while, right? I guess we're gonna be here for a while. Pastor J is in the building. I hope all is well, brother. Hope all is well with Pastor J. That's our guy. I really wanted this win. I really wanted this win. Pastor J, I'm gonna call you probably Tuesday or Wednesday on the telephone. So going into this game, I knew it was an uphill battle. Boston is healthy, right? Boston is healthy. They are rested. They are talented. With all that said, I still felt like we could have beat the Celtics. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I think early on we gave Boston our best shot. And tonight, Boston was better than us. And there's nothing you could say. I'm not gonna blame referees, even though there was some phantom called for Boston as usual. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the building. Man, salute to all our legends. Salute to all our legends and those that are keeping their legacy alive. So that's why I salute Kerry Cox is that every time I see him. Not every time I see him, but y'all get what I'm saying. Like once he come in here, y'all get what I'm saying. Stop being so nitpicky. Y'all know what I'm saying. So I feel, I ain't gonna lie, man, this was a rough one. I feel this was a rough one, man. This was a rough one. This loss right here is one that, you know, this one hurt. And I know I'm a big boy, and I know somebody gonna say, well, Uncle Freezie, all you gotta do is win 55 out of the next 72, and we can still win 60. I understand. I can hear Hoodie Kev's voice in my ear right now. There are a lot of things to say about this game. I'm going to try to make my way through it. Y'all help me through it, man. So, first of all, the Knicks were 17 of 24 from the free throw line. And it looked like it was probably worse. Second of all, we only had 37 rebounds and they had 37 rebounds. Right? And this morning I said to everybody, we have to win the rebound margin. We have to. The Knicks only got up 79 shots. And they got up 79 shots. Two great defenses going at it. In my opinion, the difference in this game they were deeper than us. De La Cruz is in the building. De La Cruz says our offense fizzled out. Our wings were too small, and the reps was on pure. Yep, 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 yep. And Emmanuel Quickley stunk up the joint. Emmanuel Quickley stunk up the joint, and Kevin Knox, really? I hope you're just Kevin Knox. I don't get that. I don't get the Kevin Knox thing. Maybe I missed it. But yeah, Grime hit a couple of threes, and then they stopped looking for him. I saw what Grimes was open multiple times, and they just didn't pass it to him. There were multiple times. Kevin Knox? What do we do? Kevin Knox? Okay. I'm gonna point this out, man, and I know it's gonna sound like me being nitpicky. Our starting point guard played 39 minutes and had 4 assists. Our starting point guard played 39 minutes and had 4 assists. Our starting shooting guard got red hot for an instant, and we stopped passing the ball to him. King Ribby says, I'm sorry. I'm tired of the Grimes hive. Yeah, man, it's this game was frustrating, man. And De La Cruz says Josh Hart needs to sit at home with his twins for 2 weeks. His energy is zapped and he did not play good. No, he did not. People keep telling me that Josh Hart is a smart NBA player. I just oh my goodness. White Falcon says Drew Holiday had 2 assists. We put in effort, but our defense fell tonight. Josh Hart is not RJ. No, he is not. What's good, Ron? Ron says Josh Hart had a decent box score game, but his limitations were on display. Right. Josh Hart, yeah. If you look at the box score, it looked like he played good. Josh Hart had 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 16 points. Josh Hart played 43 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm frustrated, y'all. I don't know what to say to everybody. So I'm sitting here. And, hey, Kerry Cox, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all ever seen that movie Car Wash? Yeah, we went to the movies to see Car Wash in theaters, bro. Y'all ever saw Kerry Cox? You ever saw that movie Car Wash? It came out. It came out around the same time as Jaws. I remember seeing Jaws and Car Wash in the movies, and Star Wars. Matter of fact, right? That was back when you could smoke in a movie theater. You know what I'm saying? Cats in there smoking their Winstons and whatever they. so yeah, of course, right? Everybody saw Car Wash in the movies, right? So Car Wash has a part in it. I'm gonna just get to the point. Basically, I feel like the dude from Car Wash. When you love something so much and you can't have it. That's why when I said sitting here, it reminded me of that song, sitting here in this chair, waiting for you to see things my way. That I just want the Knicks to kick it into gear, bro. Right? I just want the Knicks to kick it into gear. And every time I get my hopes up, they get dashed. This team is back and forth like a cameo song. Like, you ever heard that song Back and Forth? The Knicks are upside down, round and round, inside out. That's the Knicks, man. In a nutshell. I can't critique Josh Hart, man. Josh Hart played his heart out. He made some mistakes. Julius Randle played his heart out. Made a ton of mistakes tonight. Bunch of no calls. Cam Goldberg in the building. What's good, Cam? Kerry Cox says, best matinee I ever seen at my local movie house was Godfather 1, and Lady Sings the Blues. That was my joint. Now, that was my joint. Lady Sing the Blues. Yes, sir. I never saw The Godfather in the movies. I was a little bit too young for that. But Lady Sings the Blues. Yes, sir. I remember seeing that on TV. You remember the 12 o'clock movie after the news go off? Remember how the news used to go off at 11:30, and then they have some kind of show, and then at 12 at the midnight movie would come on? That's why I saw Lady Sings the Blues. Channel 7. Channel 7, ABC. Yeah, but that's how I'm feeling right now, man. Like, I want the team to be good so bad. I feel desperate. And I should have expected the Knicks to lose tonight on the back end of a back-to-back against a good team that was rested with us missing our best player. I should have expected a loss, but I didn't. Because I'm like that dude in that Car Wash movie. You know what I'm saying? Wanting the Knicks to see things my way, right? De La Cruz says, this game wasn't that bad. This game is on the front office. We are just too small on the wing. I haven't seen DiVincenzo's defense yet. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, pardon me. I got a blanket over my lap. I'm moving around in this squeaky chair. Yeah, every time I move, the square's like. Keith Turner says, "Can't be disappointed when you're not contenders." I know, man. But but Keith Turner, that's a smart thing to say. What I'm telling you right now is I'm emotional. So being emotional and smart are two different things. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not telling you I'm thinking about it wisely. I'm saying, yeah. Sherwin is in the building. Sherwin was good, man. Sherwin says we must trade iHeart and IQ before the season is over. Probably. IQ stunk it up tonight, bro. IQ offense looked terrible. And he was terrible from the get-go, too. IQ stunk it up from the get. He started off 0 for 4 and then was like 1 for 7 and then finished like 1 for 10. And his shots were not in and out either. They looked bad. Quickley looked terrible tonight. Terrible. Almighty Finesse was good. Quickley looked terrible tonight, man. There's no excuse for it. I know Peyton Pritchard is a good defender. I know Drew Holiday is a good defender, right? I know Derek White is a good defender, right? I know Jaylen Brown is a good defender, right? I know these things, bro. I know these things, y'all. But little things mean a lot. Little things mean a lot. I'm so frustrated, man. I don't know what to say. I'm so frustrated. I honestly don't know what to say.
Yo, what's good, Freezie? Not the Knicks. But...
So first, I want to clarify something before we talk about the Knicks. The stuff that I was saying earlier about SGA, right? is I'm not saying that he's a dog. I'm not saying he's trash, right?
I mean, we could have used him in the night, though.
Yeah, man. Oh, what? what I'm saying about SGA is at that level of NBA player that he's on, that level that he's on, he's not impactful enough. Is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's on a level below whoever, right? What I'm saying is compared to others
He needs to
on
put
his
teams in the
level.
playoffs. Is what you're saying by himself.
Yeah, yeah. He don't give me enough of those moments where OKC is must see TV, right?
Freezy,
Like
they're
like Anthony
OKC. Like
Edwards,
Freezy, they're OKC. Anthony Edwards' first 2-3 years, they weren't putting them on TV. Even when Anthony Edwards was posterizing people, and they were missing the playoffs too,
right,
and then getting destroyed in the first round. Every year they go to
right,
the playoffs and get destroyed.
right,
So we can play that, but that doesn't take away
right.
from Anthony Edwards being a top 10 player. They're still young guys.
But
They
Anthony,
have
I
to
mean,
they have to ultimately they have to show and prove on the highest stage. But Anthony Edwards hasn't done that yet
yeah,
either.
yeah, SGA either.
Uh,
He-
but
He's
that,
he's just not
but we still
impactful.
consider them. But we still consider them top 10 players.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean that they're. We have to utilize context and nuance when we talk about like players being impactful because there's only so much impact a player can have if they're not a top four-ish, top three-ish player.
I'm
Because
not
only,
saying I'm
because
but
only, but
but
only,
Dre,
there's
you're not
only
hearing me. You're not hearing me. I'm not saying that total team success is tied to one player. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. Right. What I'm saying is because I understand that teams win games and championships. Right. I understand that. Right. That's what I was saying about LeBron. That's why I think LeBron is the GOAT because teams and organizations. What I'm saying is for all the stuff he's given, I'd just like to see him do more with it. You feel me? Now, and I know that's conjecture. I know it is, right? But I'm bro, I'm in my mid 50s, bro. I've seen this style of player come and go. Right?
Mm.
I've seen the Vince Carters, you know what I'm saying, who look amazing doing stuff, but then their team is nowhere. I've seen the Michael Reds, bro. I've seen this type of player tens of times. I can't say hundreds because I haven't. But I've seen this type of player scores of times, right? That comes along. He's really good in a certain market. Stuff is built right. I've seen the Tracy McGrady's, bro. I've seen it.
Mhm.
Right. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm just saying with everything he's given in OKC, which is everything, I think he should be doing more.
What
That's it.
what is more my description to you?
Shooting the three better,
Okay,
right? Because he's in his sixth season, bro.
yeah, he's not a great 3-point shooter.
Right. He's an excellent free throw shooter.
Excellent
And
mid-range shooter.
him.
Excellent mid-range shooter.
Right. And
So I
smart.
mean, are you like? Is he like? Okay, I put it this way: is he in that DeRozan category where he's just
Yes.
very good but
Yep.
not great?
Yep. Yep. He's in that category. He's in that Bradley Beal category.
Hmm.
So, but on to my Knicks though.
But yeah, onto the Knicks.
Josh Hart is the GOAT, bro.
Oh God, there, there's so many things that
See,
went wrong.
but look at this though. Look, watch this. Look at this. Look at this. Josh Hart is the GOAT. Look at Josh Hart's box score, bro.
43 minutes.
6 of 12, 3 of 6, 1 of 2, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, 4 personal fouls, and his plus minus was just about better than everybody that played,
Which was still terrible, negative.
which was still terrible.
It, it
He did
even
call,
in the most ideal of situations, Josh Hart is just not a starter in this league, not against good teams. And his history has shown you that he's never been on a team where he started on and they made the playoffs. He's just not that intrinsic or
he
necessary
hadn't
for
been
winning.
on a team period where they made the playoffs, bro, until
He
he got to
he
New York.
he's like the things that made Josh Hart great also get exposed. His negatives get exposed twofold after he plays more than 25 minutes. Like the things like the heady things like where he knocked the ball off of Drew Holiday and made the three. In for the next three possessions, he had a boneheaded play,
The next
literally.
5, yep, the next 5 possessions, he was terrible.
Missed
We
layup,
saw it.
fouling
Me and
on
Greeny were
threes,
together.
turnovers. Like
Bro, not how do you not close out on Hauser?
Freezy.
How do you leave Hauser open for 3? What, Dre, have you ever seen Hauser put the ball on the floor and dunk on somebody in the crowd?
No.
He's a spot up 3-point shooter, right?
Duncan Robinson got more wiggle than him.
So why would you leave him open for 3?
There's things that we do schematically, and then there's things that don't make sense from an organizational standpoint and how we put the team together.
Right.
And both of those things came to a head tonight. This is what happens. Like, even though it looked like we kept up the majority of the game, the Celtics were missing a lot of shots that they generated easily.
Yeah, they missed a lot of shots. Al Horford in that corner.
Tatum was 1 for 8 until he went crazy from three.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like they have a switch, and I like RJ would have made a difference, but I still think we lose.
I think he would've
Schematically,
made
we
a
just
difference. Yeah.
he would have made a difference. It would have been a closer game, but schematically, there's things that we do that don't get highlighted against the majority of the league, like 90% of the league. But how we run our centers, how we are versed to switching everything
Right.
when they have like a stretch five, those things get lit up by this team. How we don't have a pivot in our offense when teams go to full, we'll switch everything mode.
Right.
We just go right back to pick and roll after teams decide, yo, we're gonna switch everything. And the easiest way to counter that is if you have a passing big, just start cutting. If they're gonna switch everything, you're just gonna confuse the cutters.
Yeah, but they won't do
I mean,
that.
like schematically, we're just gonna. This is what's gonna take us from being that. Like Freezy, this is why I said the other day we were talking like other teams get better, right? We might get better in May, but I just don't think. Unfortunately, I just don't think this head coach is the right one to take us over the top. Even if we did have the requisite talent, like
Right.
if we're keeping it a buck, Missoula is like the modern take on Tibbs, which is funny enough. Like he sticks to his principles and what he values and does not really deviate from it. But those things are valued in this particular NBA, and they put a roster around for the modern NBA where, okay, you're gonna play pick and roll. I'm just gonna switch everything with my big guards, my big wings, and my semi-mobile center. I'll switch everything, and you're gonna adjust to it, or you're just gonna keep running the same style of offense, which is heavy pick and roll. And we were missing our third guy that can create some offense, but even then, they would switch everything. It's like it's like watching us put a square peg in a round hole all night. Like everything, like even though Randall had a solid game, everything was a struggle. Everything was
Everything.
unnecessarily
Yeah.
difficult, and
Yeah.
it's because we instead of us punishing the switching or having our bigs dump down and seal in front of the paint, we don't pass to our bigs. So that's not even we're not gonna punish a switch. Like Derek White is on Isaiah Hartenstein under the rim, he's not getting the ball.
No.
Our guards are gonna dribble around in circles. Like there was a lot of times we missed a lot of easy reads in terms of passing. Unfortunately, it's looking like RJ makes the necessary easy read now, which would have opened up something for our offense.
I'm ready to say RJ Barrett is our best player.
Well, he's playing like it on both ends.
Yeah.
It's it was frustrating watching this game because I want to blame Tiz for running Josh Hart out for these 40 something minutes, but he doesn't really have an alternative because
Right.
these teams are running big wings
Right.
and we don't have any wings. Josh Hart is our, I guess, quasi big wing because
Right.
he plays big, but he doesn't do anything else on offense. Like, how many times Josh Hart took a shot and there was like nobody within 20 feet of him because the Celtics were just switching and overloading on wherever Brunson and Randall were dribbling the ball.
Right. Right.
So this was like the most ideal situation for us with no RJ to be in the game that long, even though it just didn't really seem sustainable because we were living and dying with Josh Hart's production, to be
Right.
absolutely honest.
Tonight, yep.
And he's just not that guy. He wants to be. He'll run through a wall and do whatever Tibbs says, but Tibbs needs to realize, yo, there is no reason if RJ is out, IQ needs to be the starter, not Josh Hart. Josh Hart needs to gobble up all them backup Randall minutes and some minutes along Randall, not 40 something minutes. And I get why he started because the Celtics have a bunch of big wings,
Right.
but it didn't stop Tibbs from trying to put it didn't stop Tibbs from trying to put Grimes on Tatum. So why are you even deviating so much to just appease this Josh Hart role where he has to start? Like the things that Josh Hart does do not help Julius Randle. They barely help Jalen Brunson.
Right.
They help the bench units where
Right.
he comes in and he's probably the best seventh man in the league.
Right.
We're overpaying for a seventh man, by the way,
Yeah.
because he's not a sixth man. He's the best second guy off your bench in the league. If you watch this game and said Josh Hart played well, I don't know what to say. He played like Josh Hart. That he played mediocre. Some flashy moments, and then a lot of boneheaded stuff. Like
Yeah.
he's just doing things that he doesn't need to be doing, but he's deployed in that way. Tibbs thinks he's the Swiss knife, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's not. And this roster is very devoid of a wing. Like even like when we talk about having a big wing, you always think about the offensive. You always think about the defensive component, like big wing, long wingspan can guard a lot of guys.
Right.
But in offense, we couldn't even get in the paint. We couldn't finish over anyone.
Right.
We couldn't really draw fouls.
Right.
We didn't put them in any real compromising positions offensively. And granted, a rangy wing that can take two steps and get to the paint, put pressure on the defense. RJ isn't necessarily a rangy wing, but he is a wing, and
Right.
he puts pressure on defenses in the paint. And when he was gone, that rim pressure was gone. That dribble drive penetration gone.
Right.
None of that. We had Dante DiVincenzo trying to jump into centers and do reverse layups.
Right.
This is no. This roster doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. This roster doesn't make sense if you're trying to compete for a title. If you're trying to win a lot of regular season games, then sure, yeah, cool.
Right.
But if you're not aiming to win a title, then what you doing it for, Freezy?
I don't know. I'm hurt,
Because
bro.
bro, I'm watching the Celtics, and it just Celtics were just like playing around with their food a lot, and the refs were in the game, right? But I won't put the game on the refs. The third quarter got sloppy with the calls.
The the fourth quarter, bro. The referees, bro. Randall went to the hole 3 times, man, and
Whack.
clearly he was on the dunk. Remember the dunk, 2-hand dunk he did with Drew Holiday on his back? That should have been an and one.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday was pushing that man in the back and swinging across the top of that man's head,
It
and they
got
didn't call it.
it got, and I'm gonna keep it real with you, Freezy. It got messy because you remember the play that Tatum like got called for a tech. Randall set like an illegal screen on him right before that,
Right.
and that's when he's like, call the first foul because the refs were terrible all
Yeah.
around. In my mind, they were just terrible all around. But we play a more physical brand of basketball, so we get caught on the other end of it, especially with Randall getting caught with like Randall suffers from like a miniature version of what Shaq used to go through because he's so big and strong. People don't think he's actually getting whacked, but he
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
It, but that aside, I don't think that's why we lost the game. We we
If,
didn't
let me
want.
let me let me. Oh, so to the
Go ahead,
point that
Freezy.
you just made about Randall not getting calls because of the Shaq thing, That can't exist.
It can't.
No, it should not exist.
Can't.
But it does. Right? That can't be the justification for professional referees that work their way up from the rec league all the way up to this level to be missing calls like that. That can't be it, bro.
They
Right?
miss a lot of calls, man.
They miss a lot of calls, bro.
It's
They
just,
miss a lot of calls. That can't be it. Where an SGA goes to the rim and just falls down and they call it. Yeah, man.
there ain't no way my starting two guard hits 3 threes in the third quarter and he doesn't play until like the last minute of the foot. Ain't no way that's happening.
And you go away from them, and Brunson starts shooting when Grimes get hot.
And there's this other thing. They were trapping us like they knew we were coming off the second night of a back to back.
Right.
So even if you were to do this thing where I need 2 ball handlers, you have to put 2 ball handlers out there even more.
You
So
talking
there's
about
no
when
reason
you're talking about when they ran the 2-1-2 full court trap
repeatedly.
when they had 2 guys waiting for the inbounder.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you need multiple ball handlers out there. So even though IQ didn't shoot well from the field, there's no reason why Josh Hart should have played more minutes than IQ by a tune of that many more minutes.
And,
Well, we
and
need ball handling out there.
When they went to that, immediately Tom Thibodeau was supposed to go to his bench and get Dylan Windler and Evan Fournier. Right? Now, and I know people were going to say, man, they hadn't played all such and such. That's why you carry a roster, right? When the Celtics legit knew the Knicks were tired, so they threw a junk defense at them to wear them down. And we didn't adjust with fresh bodies. The reason why you put Fournier and Windler in the game right there, right, is
Fournier
because
was out tonight, by the way.
Huh?
He was out tonight, personal reasons.
Oh,
Fournier was out. Yeah, he was out.
Who's another shooter then? Jeffries.
Daquan Jeffries. He's okay.
Right. Yeah. Jeffries, right?
Yeah.
So you bring in, or you put Grimes back in the game.
I said
because listen to my strategic point here. This is how you beat the 2-2-1 full court trap, and it wasn't a trap. How do you do it in high school where they come get you? They weren't trapping the ball; they were trapping space, right? So, man, you're supposed to put Randall on their logo, and you put Mitch or Hartenstein underneath the rim, and the first ball handler gets that ball to Randall on the logo. And from there, Randall either finds an open shooter in either corner, right? And if they're covered, usually your big man underneath the rim is so wide open, he'll get a dunk, right? And if they cover all of that, that means Julius Randle can dribble, penetrate all the way to the rim until they stop the ball. But Tibbs didn't do that.
Because he loved Josh Hart being out there timid,
right?
Afraid to shoot.
He made Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle handle the ball in the backcourt, bro. Why is your 250-pound power forward handling the ball against a trap? That's the worst.
Because Tibbs doesn't want. Because Tibbs needed Josh Hart to play 43 minutes tonight. That's all.
Okay. So he wanted to look when teams go to junk defenses, you have to adjust with personnel. That's why they do it. And when we didn't address, they just kept doing it. By the time we get the ball across half, 7.5 seconds are gone off 7 seconds gone off the shot clock. Now you got 17 seconds
and then it
to organize and run something.
It can't even get into a set, and then after that, it just turns into ISO against a team that's willing to switch everything because they know you're not gonna make them punish. You're not gonna punish them with a big if you're switching your big. You're not gonna pass it to Mitch if he's sealed down with Derek White on him. You're not gonna
Right.
pass it to Isaiah Hartenstein. The one time they actually passed it to Isaiah Hartenstein hit Randall for a backdoor cut. That's the most simple way you beat a
Right.
switching defense. But we don't utilize that. We go back to our default heavy high pick and roll and then create or look for a mismatch. But they but the thing that Tibbs doesn't realize is the thing that Brunson doesn't realize is you're playing into their hands because they want to switch everything anyway. There is no mismatch in their starting lineup.
Right.
You want to switch with put Tatum on ball? Have at it. Tatum is a very good defender.
Drew
You want
Holiday guarded Carl Anthony Towns the other day. He guarded him that right. Then he didn't get switched on him. He picked him up and guarded
yeah,
him
and you know why, Freezy? That allows KP to roam
to
and
Rome.
be as a rim protector,
Yeah.
and that's when you put in Josh Hart for 43 minutes, and you're putting the game in easy mode for Kristaps.
Josh
Kristaps
Hart
doesn't
was
have to
old
make
though.
any decisions tonight. All Kristaps had to do was set a pick, get open, shoot open threes because we didn't want to go away from the drop defense, which is our calling card.
Right.
All Kristaps had to do was roam on defense and protect the rim because Josh Hart can't shoot or won't shoot.
See, that's why I disagree with you at. I think Tibbs did go away from the drop defense a lot.
He
But
tried to, but
but what
was
happened is they rotated the ball to the weak side and got Jason Tatum being guarded by Josh Hart. You saw it. You
but
saw
that's
it with your own eyes.
but
The
that's what Tibbs
Knicks went
wanted
away
though.
from the drop, right? Where Mitch could guard everybody on his level. They pulled Mitch away. Mitch stayed with Porzingis to prevent the three. They rotated the ball around the other side to Jason Tatum being guarded by Josh Hart.
We tried to switch it up multiple times, but it just they had they
Answers.
basically they had the answer because the trump card is if you take away the Kristaps pick and pop, okay, well we'll
Right.
pass it to a guy that has 6 inches on the guy that's defending him,
One of the best scorer in the league. Yeah.
and he'll just take practice jumpers over him.
Oh, yeah. And there's nothing we can do about it.
And he was just missing earlier in the game,
Yeah.
and then he just started hitting contested step back threes and all types of stuff.
Once he hit that three in Randall face, I knew
Like
he was already feeling it.
get the women and the children out the house.
Yeah. Because the next trip down, he hit the three from the logo. And Tibbs just waved the white flag. That's it. Once Tatum hit that dagger, everybody knew it was over because that put them up by 14.
Yeah. You know what
Yeah.
rubbed me the wrong way? This dude doing hack a Mitch and you're up 16
Yeah. I
with
thought it
2
was
minutes.
smart though.
It was smart, but it's
Not but the thing is, because I understand what you're saying in the moment. But what there's the message they're sending the Knicks is be ready to see this again. That's the message they were sending to the Knicks, right? Because notice they did it that one time. They didn't do it no more after that.
game was
They did
already
it
out
one
of hand
time.
at that point. I mean, you could only do it before the 2 minute mark.
Right.
That's why after the 2 minute mark, if you do that, you get a free throw and then get the ball back.
Right.
You
Right.
can't do an away from the play foul under 2 minutes.
But you up 16 under 3. You feel me? You see where I'm going? You see where I'm going with it?
Yeah,
Like the cat and mouse. Like
yeah.
the game is already over. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think it was a bit of gamesmanship in my
Yeah.
mind. Like it was a little rubbing of the nose,
Right.
just to point it in. Like you gave us your best shot, relative, even though RJ didn't play, but we basically exposed everything you wanted to do, and we thought we were holding them down, and then you look up, they have 100 and whatever, 14 points.
They got us in a perfect situation, bro. We off a back to back, and yeah, they got us at the right time.
But
They got us at the
just,
right time.
but like from a schematic standpoint, you can't operate your offense against a defense like this and not expect them to adjust. They have a lot of smart defenders,
Yeah.
so you can't just give them the same look over and over and over
Right.
and expect them to not adjust. We had a pretty solid first quarter. Then it got worse as the game went along.
Right. So how are you feeling about this season then?
I think
It's 10 games, and I know the small sample size thing is going to be bandied about, but that's easy.
we played a lot
That's
of
the
tough
easy way out.
teams. We played a lot of tough playoff teams already. Like I'm pretty confident about this team. I just don't think we match up against the Celtics as good as you may think we do.
Right.
But that's only one team out of the 28 other teams that we can play. And I think for what we do and our identity, it works against the overwhelming majority of the NBA. Now, to what extent? There's levels, right? But I think the Celtics are a bad matchup schematically for us right now, as we are currently constructed with a lot of shorter wings or no wings at all, and a
Right.
coach that's super keen on switching everything, and we don't really make teams pay with the switching in terms of our bigs. We don't make we try to make teams play with perimeter play when they switch. But unfortunately, when they switch, they have about four guys that play defense at a high level on the perimeter.
Right.
So when we're forcing switches, it's like not nearly as effective as we would like it to be. And that's a matchup problem. That is a roster construction problem. That is a and that's also a schematic problem. It's both. It's a handshake. So when we talk about like the Celtics are a legit title contender. So I mean, there's no real shame in losing to them, but the way it looks, I don't like it, and the fact that we desperately need RJ to just be firing at his normal rate that he is right now to beat that too, in my mind, right now.
I
Because
think
they played mediocre a lot of the game in terms of their offensive, in terms of making shots, just shot making, and then they hit a switch like at the 9 minute mark of the fourth, and then it was over after that.
the Knicks were out of gas.
Yeah, they were out of gas for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, the Knicks were out of gas, bro. Shotgunner, what's good, bro?
How you, bro?
I'm all right,
Dre,
man.
what up, man?
Salute, Sal.
Man, your man was trash tonight, bro.
I know. You know what I'm saying? I already know. 1 for 10 was bad. It's pretty bad.
And he
You
lost
know?
dudes on defense tonight, bro. Man, come on, bro. Come on. I know he has the drive
Freezie.
and the kick. Right? But come on, bro.
Yeah.
Sam
Nah, I feel
Hauser,
you.
Sam
Nah,
Hauser
you
only
right.
does one thing, bro.
I'll say this to that point, Freezy.
No excuses, sir.
The
No
the
excuses.
Celtics defense, the Celtics offense puts you in compromising positions often. Like they, that's what that is the calling card of that head coach. Like he he is an offensive mastermind, to be absolutely honest. That's what he was brought on the staff for. That's what he does. So
I would
but he
agree with you,
shouldn't.
but I think Emmanuel Quickley has the highest basketball IQ on the team.
Yeah,
Right? I saw him in college on my birthday. Somebody took me to the game on my birthday when he was at Kentucky against the Gamecocks. They lost late in the game. I think it was overtime. John Calipari cussed him out like a dog, bro. I saw it. It was my birthday. It was on my birthday. You know what I'm saying? I saw it with my own eyes, bro. I saw him I saw him go cuss Nick Richards out like a dog, bro. I saw Nick Richards drop his head like this and then quickly threw him 2 lobs in the second half, and it was best friends again. You know what I'm saying? I saw it, bro. Quickly can play, bro. Quickly can play. But tonight, Tonight he was off. He had a bad game. He sucked. And I ain't gonna make no
Yeah,
excuses for him. He was trash.
nah, he had a bad game, but it's kind of hard to focus on people when you know they got your money. Like, and then they just because dudes go to college and then you see another guy come in with no credentials, like it's no reason he should like it. Just like other than him being like the starting point guard friend, I don't understand why is he here. Like, is he really here to help us win a championship? This is a joke. Like, like we really have to look in the context of this. This is
Shotgunner,
terrible.
I'm not about to give that man a virtual hug, bro. He a professional.
But that's true.
If that was I'm just gonna if that trust me, if Julius Randle went 1 for 10 and played a game like Quickley, we'd be killing him right now, bro. If Grimes had a game like Quickley tonight, bro, where your defense shaky and you 1 for 10, we would be killing Grimes right now, bro.
I agree with that, bro. I agree with that for Uncle Freezie.
So I'm just saying tonight he had a bad game. He looked terrible. Let's just admit the fact that he just had a bad game and he looked terrible.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing with that. I agree with you, Uncle Freezie, on that. But like I say, let's play devil's advocate. You know I always do. So like my thing is like, is we really bashing on a bench player? Like that's my thing. Like he don't get me wrong, he had a bad game. You know what I'm saying? But like when we do have good games, is he worth that money that he wants? Like that's just my question that happens. So it's like we gonna bash on him for a bad game, but when he make defensive efforts and have a good game also. Go ahead, Uncle Freezie.
Let me ask you this. Do you think he should be a starter?
Oh, come on, man. Come on, Uncle Freezie.
I'm asking you a straight yes or no
question. Of course.
Absolutely. He should be a starter, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we should absolutely bash him then for going 1 for 10. Because if he's a starter quality player in the NBA and he go 1 for 10 and have a game like this, we should absolutely bash him.
Well, I know it's just I think it's fair, but I know if it was a fifth, we all would be drunk. But the context has not been judged because still to this day, as he's been in Knicks jersey, we have not seen him in a consistent starting role for at least even 5 games. We have never even seen him he has never even been gave the shot, Uncle Freezie. And that's my whole point about his career. I think, like you say, I always judge off of you and learn from great people like you and Dre, all y'all. I believe if Quickley will start, he will have Tyrese Maxey potential. I do believe that. But how will we know if he don't even get the opportunity? And like I said before, when we signed Brunson is a starter in the NBA. I'm not bringing it back to my old points. I'm not saying that Brunson has proven that he's definitely a starter in the NBA. But I don't feel like we never needed a point guard. I don't feel like that. So in the psyche of Emmanuel Quickley, a young player who's humble, who's not even thinking about the contract situation, who's playing, who's I think he deserves a little slack off because he's a lunch pail guy. He comes, he's doing his job. The guy knows he's getting screwed. How though? How Uncle Freezie?
You said he hasn't even started 5 games in a row. He started 21 games last year.
But that was in garbage time, though.
Yeah, no, that
I'm
was.
talking about consistently, though. No, I'm talking about consistently, though.
Right. He started 21 games last year, and he averaged. He went in the games he started. He averaged 22 points a game. He shot 47% from the floor. He shot 42% from 3, and he was a great defender.
Oh man!
But here's the thing. If in your argument where you say you can't go by his numbers because he wasn't in that starter role for more than a limited time, then all those numbers I just said, I have to throw those out of the window.
Okay, I agree with that. To the point,
it can't be both. It can't be.
That's true.
It can't be he never got a chance, right? And then it can't be he never got a chance, and then it can't also be when he got his chance, his numbers were terrific. It can't be both. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. But I'm just saying for the context of the point that we drafted this man. Like we drafted him. It wasn't like we picked him up on free agency. We like that's just the point. It's just like he deserved that shot because we draft. What was the point of drafting him? It's just like if you like I'm saying like at the end of the day, right now, if they're not gonna pay him, they need to trade him tomorrow because all this is pointless. It's just very pointless if we're like, what's the end goal of this? That's my whole point. You know, that's my favorite player on the Knicks, but it looks like yeah. It looks like he gonna go to another team, but it's like okay, now it's really like this was a whole waste of his whole career. If he end up in
I love Quickley too. I love Quickley too, right? You know, I love the 3-point shooting. I love the rock steady mentality, right? I love the defense. I love him, the tough mentality, right? I love the 3-point shot. I love the shot making. I love all that stuff about Quickley, right? But in fairness to all the Knicks players, bro, whoever it is that if we critique one, we should critique everybody in that same fair and balanced way. Like tonight, if RJ Barrett would have had this 1 for 10 game, we'd be killing RJ Barrett right now. But we taking it easy on Quickley, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just all I'm saying.
I don't think we're taking it easily on them. Only reason I don't think we're taking it easy on them from a fan perspective, we might be, but just from the outside of general management and managers, he's getting very disrespected. You know what I'm saying? He's not even getting a contract offer. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I respect his humbleness. Like if I was him, I couldn't handle that. I ain't gonna be honest. Like after seeing Villanova players coming, I ain't gonna lie, that would have messed up my psyche. So I give him credit for humbling that. But that's my point. It's just like why is we? I don't get like I just don't like I said from even when the whole Brunson signing, I knew this was gonna happen. I just felt like we was gonna push Quickley to the side for what reason? And he's a good player. He's not a bum player. You know what I'm saying? And Tibbs getting the defense out of him now that's making him a two-way player. It's getting scary now. I just want to see his potential in a limited role. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he deserves that. And for him to take his talent somewhere elsewhere, that's gonna hurt. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna hurt tremendously. You know what I mean?
I'll chime in a little bit. I mean,
Trey, what's good with you, Trey, man? How you been, man?
Salute, Sean. I've been good, bro. How you?
Good,
Drake,
man. Good
please
to
don't
hear
start
from you,
talking about Josh Hart. We know how this dude loves Josh Hart, bro.
Whoa, don't make me get on the diatribe just talking crap about Josh.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because we talk about Quickley right now, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna say you just had an off night. It happens, Freezie. Like I'm gonna keep it real with you. Dame tonight had 5 turnovers, 3 for 17.
And he looked old.
He looked cooked. But
yeah.
I mean, and then he'll have his nights where he just drops 40 because he's that one of those types of guys.
Right.
So he had a bad night tonight, but there's a lot of things that went on tonight that I can't necessarily put all the way on Quickley, because even if you were to look at it from this perspective, Randall had nothing easy for him tonight. Brunson had nothing easy for him tonight.
Right.
And they both were relatively inefficient for who they are, where they normally are. So when we're running this heavy pick and roll offense, and we're just running into switches, and our switches are not switches that are advantageous, and we have guys just dribbling around in circles, taking tough shots late in the shot clock because we're getting trapped immediately from the second quarter on. They just started trapping us or doing this full court press. So at that point, all you're getting is late shot
thing
clock.
Was a trap too. That was a trap also.
Yeah. So when we talking about like if you were to go look at his shot diet, a lot of our players, our top 3 guys tonight offensively, they took a lot of tough, horrible shots. And if you're living and dying off of those types of shots, part of that is on coaching, part of that is on the players' IQ themselves and to relegate on the court. But when you're living and dying on late shot clock orchestration, you're gonna have a lot more 1 for 10 nights. If IQ had to live on the shot diet that he took tonight, he'd shoot 25% for the entire year. And some of that is on IQ, and some of that is on coaching. So
what about those runners early on in the game that was short? Like remember how he got out 0 for 4? Some
Yeah,
of
they
those
were good.
shots, some
They
of
were
those
good
shots and
shots.
fadeaways he took, they were
That's a
close.
shot, though, Freezie.
There were
That's a
shots he
shot.
would. That's the
I
shot
can
he
live
was
with that.
making. But as
I
the
can live
game
with
went
that.
on,
Those are
as the
shots he
game,
usually make. He just missed them.
but as the game went on, the rest of his shots after the first maybe 5 were all
Yeah,
tough, late shot
all
clock.
tough, contested threes.
And
Yeah,
and he had no other real means because they were all late shot clock like attempts because they were doing that the 1-2-2 or that 2-2-1 as you said,
2-2-1
and
trap in the open court. Yeah,
they were stopping us from getting across the half court line because we were passing the ball to Randall and then there was just no other spacing, reliable spacing. So when you're doing that and then we get into our offense with 12 seconds left, this is what happens. This is why Randall didn't really shoot a good percentage tonight. On top of the fact that they were funneling double teams at him repeatedly,
I want to.
ignoring Josh Hart in the corner.
I
a
could break
lot.
it down. I could break it down to you in the simplest equation possible. Tom Thibodeau got his butt beat by a
He
better
got
coach
outcoached.
tonight.
Yeah, he got outcoached.
Tom Thibodeau got outcoached tonight. Period. Because we could point to all the variables in the equation and all that stuff, but when you break it down to the very last compound, Tibbs got outcoached. Period. From the time he put Josh Hart in the game, and instead of saying, "Hey, we're not going to go size for size, we're going to play to our strengths," he added Josh Hart because he thought Grimes and Hart can play bigger than what their size tells you they are. As soon as you do that, you lost. Right? Because think about it, on most nights, Mitchell Robinson is taller than the opposing center, right? Mm-hmm. On most nights.
Right.
On most nights, hey man, listen. Mitchell Robinson don't face guys over 7 foot often. Right? And if they are over 7 foot, they're not as athletic as him. Right? Tonight, he met a dude that was a unicorn that could do all the things that a modern center can do. Rebound, block shot, shoot the three, screen, roll to the basket, run in transition. He met his match. Right? And if you know that.
And KP was deployed correctly. Like he was used correctly. He wasn't just a guy out there like on the Wizards. Like they told him, yo, pick and pop, space, no matter what.
Yeah, and I'm gonna throw something in there real quick. What they did initially is in order to not let Mitch overplay, they rolled Porzingis to the basket. He didn't even look for the ball because he knew he was a decoy. Mm-hmm. Right. And then once the 2 times down, Mitch is like, okay, this dude might cut to the rim. Right. And then when he slid on the play, all the plays after that, he popped, but Mitch had to respect the roll. He couldn't overplay the pop. Right? Because if you remember when Mitch overplayed the pop, he was in Porzingis' face on those 3-pointers, and Porzingis missed. Mm-hmm. But once Mitch had to respect everything from everywhere.
He's a step late.
Yeah. Porzingis just could get whatever he wanted.
And when you're a step late in the NBA, you might as well not even be there.
For a 7'3" guy? Right?
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, so Ed Winner, thank you for the generous contribution. Ed Winner says, Hart played over 40 minutes. What the fudge? Justo 11 is in the building. Thank you for the generous contribution. Justo 11 says, Justo, I know it's Justo 11, by the way. I know it's Justo 11. But I'm from Jersey, so we see things different. Lost on why Hart played 40 minutes and QC got 6 shots.
Quinn Grimes.
Not sure.
The thing that didn't make any sense to me, Freezie. Grimes hit 3 threes back to back, and we've been asking him to be aggressive. As soon as he gets aggressive, Josh Hart runs the entire fourth quarter in a unit that didn't work.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, I ain't bringing up old stuff, but why? I ain't bringing up old stuff, y'all, but why ain't Quentin Grimes not in Utah?
for
What are
Donovan
we
We
gonna
Mitchell.
in
get from
Utah.
Utah? What are we gonna
For
get from
Donovan
Utah?
Mitchell.
I'm talking about no. I'm just talking about like when we didn't want to give up Quentin Grimes. Like why?
Oh, I
Like
don't.
yeah, that was
I don't know. But what I do know is 1-3, Quentin Grimes relocated. Well, they found him and he got a 3. Right. The next time down, he got a screw up. I'm not gonna call it a pin
so
down
just
because it wasn't
swimming in
close to the
Grimes.
rim. He got a screen on the perimeter that he came around and the ball was on time and he hit that 3. That was from Jalen Brunson. Right. But after that, Jalen Brunson came down and he's like, okay, that's enough, bro. He's telling Grimes, don't overeat, bro. Don't overeat. Don't get your belly too full. Come on down. And he just started jacking.
Dre or Uncle Freezie this year. I haven't really been following Quentin Grimes, but did he at least score 14 points this year? I really doubt it.
No. But he's not even getting a shot. He's not even getting a shot attempts up to do it.
Right.
Part of that is on him. Part of that is on coaching. Part of it is on the players that are on the court with him.
14
It's
points.
not. But like he's not even taking the shots to get 14. Like how are you gonna get 14 points if you're taking 4 shots in a game? And you're only playing
Randall was trying to find him.
22 minutes a night. Because Tibbs wants to play Josh Hart 30 minutes. Like
Do you agree with that or no? Like who would you rather? You would rather give Josh Hart the 22 minutes?
Yeah, but you know that's not gonna happen. Tibbs
Right.
gives this guy so much priority because he got paid, but he's really just not that guy. He's never been that guy. But
Man, he's
Tibbs
just a
Tibbs
guy.
wanted Josh Hart since he was on the Wolves. He wanted Josh Hart bad. Like he values these undersized hustle guys. You don't gotta have a lot of skill. Just try really hard.
Yeah.
Effort.
Kirk Heinrich. That's what he turned Grimes into. He turned Quentin Grimes into the Heinrich maneuver.
It's just and Kirk Heinrich was a dog. Was he Kansas?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a dog.
Yeah. He played with Paul Pierce.
He neuters players.
No,
Tibbs
not Paul
neuter-
Pierce. He didn't play with Paul Pierce.
No, that was Paul Pierce.
Not
Was like a
Paul played with
decade
Paul
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Tibbs can develop guys, but he develops them in an image that he sees fit, not one that may maximize their ceiling. If that makes sense. So it's like, yeah, like no one really saw Randall turning into what he is right now, and that's partly to do with Tibbs maximizing Randall, right? But he won't. He'll turn around and just make Grimes this 20-minute per game spot up shooter only. And part of that is on Grimes to show Tibbs, yo, I can do more than that. And part of that is on Tibbs to empower said play. Like I mentioned this before, but Mike Brown was about to bench Keegan Murray for turning down the shot.
Yeah.
And as soon as Keegan Murray came down the next time now and took the shot, he put his substitution back on the bench.
And he just grabbed somebody. He didn't care
He
who
didn't care
it
who it was. It's like you got a jersey on?
bro.
Like, come in right now.
Yeah, man.
Tibbs doesn't empower. In my mind, Tibbs doesn't empower players like that unless they're long tooth veterans like Josh Hart.
Right.
He doesn't really empower guys like that.
Yeah. Tibbs got outcoached tonight, bro. On every level,
Every aspect.
he got a circle coached around him twice.
And you know,
like,
Freezie, they adjusted to the first game because if Brunson shot well, we would have won the first game. If we would have made free throws, we would have won the first game. But you know, Mazzulla, he has a chip on his shoulder. He rewatches film as much as anyone. He wanted to impose a certain will or a certain play style tonight, and we were just scratching and clawing just to stay in the game. And as soon as they decided to not miss threes, it was over. Really, because if we're talking about the pace of the game, how they were getting to their shots, their shot diet was way easier than ours. Everything came so easy in the flow of their offense for them. Even their one-dimensional shooters were getting easy looks. Part of that is on the players. Some of that is
That,
on
that was
scheme.
quickly
It
lost
wasn't,
guys.
but all his shots were not on Quickley. All his shots that he got were not on Quickley.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is quickly lost guys in moments. Right. You remember we had the 1-point lead. We come back down, quickly loses a guy. They hit a 3 to go up by 2.
You know what it is, Freezy? I think it might be a paralysis by analysis thing with it Quickly, because Quickly is by far one of the smartest defenders on our team and in the NBA in terms of team defense. But the stress that the Celtics put on you, like even just in transition, if you have to think about the trailer, you have to think about Jaylen Brown coming off, going downhill. You have to think about Tatum spotting up above the break. You got to think about Drew Holiday posting you up because he's a big ass guard. Like you have so many different factors that are going on with the Celtics in terms of their talent. You might get paralysis by analysis by overthinking or like just getting stuck trying to do too much at one time. That team is going to be a problem for you for a lot of
Dre,
teams.
what if I
So not
told
just
you?
us. What are they? 8-2?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they're-
what if I told you though that the Knicks were setting certain traps on defense so they can get out and run, and Boston didn't fall for it.
remember they learned from game one.
Right. So, Justo 1-1, thank you for the gents contribution. Justo 1-1 says, by January, PG, Spider, or Wiggins should be a Knick. Bem.
Spider.
We don't want Wiggins, or we don't want PG or Wiggins. We'll
I'll say
take Bi, or
PG
we'll
is
take
playing.
Bi or Spider.
Bi's not looking too hot right now. New Orleans is.
I think he won out. Dre. I think he won out.
It seems like a lot
I
of.
think he's done. I think he's just done with the experience. Yeah, he's done with. I think he's just done. I think he's like, I'm just fed up.
I think Zion is sending out feelers like, "Yo, trade me, please."
Bi.
Zion.
Yes. Oh man, they ain't gonna trade Zion. You know what I mean? I think Bi got a better chance of getting out, but Zion, I don't know what's wrong with the Pelicans, man.
Zion went in the press conference. It was like, I gotta figure out a way to buy in. Buy in.
Yeah.
Buy in.
Yeah, he said buy into the new
Oh yeah, he's
offense.
tripping.
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to figure.
I'm just
playing. He's like, I'm just playing my role. He said all the stuff you don't want a superstar to say.
All the wrong.
Oh yeah,
things.
Bi out of here.
And he definitely does these things on purpose. I remember Zion posted like he was listening to the Manhattans and he decided to post it on his IG. Like,
Yeah.
you know who he's doing. He's not stupid. He's not a stupid kid. Like he's just laying little traps, little hints. He's eventually gonna ask for a trade out. If it ain't this year,
Right,
it's
we
gonna be
got.
next year.
I think it's this year. I think it's he's
They gonna make him
eligible.
suffer though,
Say it
and
again.
they gonna want too much though, Uncle Freezie. Like what y'all think a package for Zion would look like? Nobody want him, so nobody's gonna throw it
a
on
lot of
him.
people want him.
Let me finish my point about the defense, though, the Knicks defense, though, just real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
But before we actually, the Knicks were setting passing lane traps, tempting Boston to make long passes, right? What the Knicks were doing was if a guy was open on the other side of the court, and you got to watch this, like, you got to watch these minute details, right? If a guy was open on the other side of the court, what they would do is push the passer on the other side back to so that player could be in their vision. But Quickley and Brunson were creeping in those passing lanes, waiting on Boston to make those passes. Right? But what Boston did, though, is not make those passes, right? And took advantages of the mismatches on the ball side.
And that's what happens when you have like four guys in your starting lineup that can all dribble and handle the ball.
Yeah. Because the conventional thinking is this. If Jaylen Brown is on the other side of the court by himself, pass him the ball, right? But Quickley and Brunson were zoned up. They were taught that, right? Because think about it. When are you ever going to leave a player the caliber of Jaylen Brown wide open on the other side of the court by himself?
Never.
Right? They were bait. They were trying to bait, and Quickley got him one time, but that was it. You know what I'm saying? Boston, like, okay, we see what y'all doing, right?
And then they just. But that's the thing. Like coaches like that adjust in real time or on the fly. We'll just trot out the same scheme the entire night, and then we might adjust in 5 to 10 game intervals.
Right.
Sometimes in year to year intervals. Because I remember seeing the statistic. I showed Freezie this. Me and Freezie were saying Julius Randle needs to run pick and rolls with Mitch Robinson for years now.
Right. He did that 6 times tonight. I counted them, or 5 times tonight.
Before
he needs to become a better passer.
Before the last 4 or 5 games, Freezie, the Knicks only ran pick and roll with Mitch and Randall four times in a game, 1 time in the last 3 years while they were together.
Wow.
4 times in a game. They only ran a pick and roll between those two 4 times. That was the most they ever did in the game over 3 years. And we've been seeing it a lot more to allow Randall to go downhill. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't work against this offense because number one, this defense, because number one, Josh Hart's in the corner. So they have Kristaps on him, and he's just waiting on the weak side, waiting to help instead of it being your traditional big. And then you having Drew Holiday navigate the screen, who is one of the best in the entire NBA navigating a screen, and he's guarding Randall.
Right.
And then,
and unfortunately, to your point, we didn't have a cutter that can threaten the gap, right? You know what I'm saying? So what you would love to have is RJ Barrett on the floor with them, so that RJ Barrett can at least threaten the defense. You know how teams zone up on one side, they'll have one guy zoned up to guard 2 people.
Yeah, RJ
You know
would carry the ball and momentum and stampede. Like he's good at catching and going.
Right.
Like when he knows the ball. Like when RJ caught that poster last night or last afternoon or the afternoon before
Sunday.
He was stampeding on the catch. Like he was taking steps to get the momentum to beat the zone or a team zoning up. That's what RJ is pretty good at. Josh Hart is not doing that. Or you don't respect Josh Hart doing it because number one, he's not dunking on anybody. He's not really drawing a foul, and he's not like how many times Freezie we seen Josh Hart take this meander around the perimeter and take a fadeaway mid-range jumper.
Yeah, or jump in the air and find a passer. Right, he'll jump in the air. The play where he threw the ball off Drew Holiday back, or what's the name back? He jumped in the air, had nowhere to go. And then threw it off his back and shot the 3.
And he was trying to throw it off his back to throw it out of bounds. He wasn't really trying to catch it and shoot it. It just so happened to work that way. Salute DSJ.
DSJ in the building.
We can harp on like a lot of these things, but we couldn't crack a 2-2-1 zone. That is set. Professional athletes couldn't crack that. A professional coach couldn't even coach his players to do breaking.
Yep.
On the fly.
And so for those that don't know what the 2-2-1 trap does to you, it stops your momentum where you can't run. Because what the Knicks were doing, getting rebounds, getting out and running, right? Pulling the ball out the net, getting out and running. What Boston said, okay, we'll fix that. We are going to 2-2-1 trap you, right? And slow everything down. At a minimum, if you beat it, we have time to set up our defense, right? At a maximum, we'll turn you over, get a live ball turnover, lay up the other way. So it benefit them. But what Tibbs didn't do was put shooters on the floor, right? In that case, as soon as you see the 2-2-1, You're supposed to take all your bigs off the floor, right? And go as small as possible. Maybe Randall at the 5,
Oh,
Hart
he's
at the
not doing
4, Grimes at the 3, Quickley
that.
at the 2, and Brunson at point, right? And then you have Quickley and Brunson back manipulating the trap. You have Josh Hart on the logo, right, to catch the pass, the outlet, because the ball is faster than the man, right? And then you have 2 shooters on the other side of the floor in corners where the floor is wide open for Josh Hart to either dribble, pass, or shoot.
Or
And
you
we
could
didn't
do
do
the
that.
inverse and have Hartenstein in the middle of that.
Or
Because
I mean,
you could have Hartenstein in the middle of that instead of Randall and use Randall as the outlet or the weapon in the corner or something. Like another thing that I don't like.
ideally you want 3-point. Ideally
Ideally, you want guards, and
ideally you
skill
want
players.
shooters to bust zones,
Yeah,
right? You want shooters to bust zones and traps. You want shooters on the floor to bust zones and traps. Soon as they show you a zone or a trap, you want shooters, right? Because you need snipers in that case. Because regardless how strong Randall is, he's not gonna bowl over 5 people. You know what I'm saying?
but this is where Tibbs's rigidity it comes into effect. Where this is why I'm like, well, when you say like you're not afraid of these teams, I'm like, I don't think from a talent standpoint we should be terrified shaking in our boots. But schematically, there are just things that we do not deviate from. Tibbs is afraid to do it. He's afraid to deal with the necessary evils that we go through. So we're gonna when we face like the high end upper echelon teams of the league where you have to do things that are impractical in Tibbs's mind, we're just not gonna do it. And if we talk about like coaches around the league, Spolstra or Missoula or even Mike Malone, they're kind of like not afraid to do things that are not that common in case in to try to win basketball games or things that deviate from their tendencies. They can throw out tendencies out to the wind if it comes out to if it matters to winning the game.
Right.
But Tibbs is like, yo, this is our identity. We're not going to stray from it. We're just gonna this is it. What you see is what you get, and what you see usually is a problem for other teams. 90% of the time, what you see and what you get is a problem for most teams. But when you're dealing with a team like this that has switchable wings, switchable guards, they're all physical, and then they have multiple bigs that shoot three. It becomes an issue for us on both ends. Like you see the flaws, or not necessarily flaws, but the chinks in our armor, and like these things that make us great can be used against us. Like when we play, who we play next on Wednesday? The Wizards,
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
We might blow the doors off that.
They playing good, bro.
Real good.
I think they lost their last game, so we'll see.
Okay.
But
Would you do Quickley and a first round pick for Jaden Ivey?
not with this coach.
No.
Not with this coach.
He's still not even that proven yet, though.
But here's the thing: Jaden Ivey's ceiling is a lot higher than Quickly. Now, ultimately,
We don't know
getting,
yet, but he got a great coach, though. He's with a great coach, so
but his coach isn't
we got.
playing him right now. His
No,
coach,
that's what I was wondering. I was just about to ask you, what's up with he not playing? He's DMP.
he don't play defense, so at least not yet. He's not a good defender. He's not a high IQ defender. So when I'm talking about ceilings, I'm talking strictly from a talent standpoint. There are things physically that Jaden Ivey can do that IQ could literally never dream of. So you're trying to just coach him up to get good tendencies, right? But you can't. It's hard. It's hard to assume.
I would do it.
I mean, of course, but would you do it knowing your coach is this coach?
I would do it because
I don't know.
I would
Jay Ivan giving me them.
Because
Ben McLemore.
but
Tibbs
let
is
me
not
but
gonna
let me
play him.
okay, I get it. But I would do it. I would do it, right? Because I would take the gamble that Tom Thibodeau, with a superior athletic guard, could turn that moldable clay into a Derrick Rose light, because the offensive efficiency is there. And if the offensive efficiency is there, Tom Thibodeau will turn his back towards your defense. I'll just say it like that. Because we know Derrick Rose in Chicago was not a defender. Right?
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson in New York? Are you serious?
Absolutely not.
Jalen Brunson is not a defender.
I mean,
But
we could say Randall if that. So.
yeah.
Even though Randall showed some decent isolation defense multiple times tonight, but sometimes he gets aloof from the team angle. But yeah.
Right. But the thing I'm getting at though is if you give Tom Thibodeau the archetype of the Donovan Mitchell, the Derrick Rose, I think he turns that dude into a dynamo, right? Because he's already efficient offensively on limited attempts, right? He's already that guy. You don't have to. He's not an inefficient scorer like name a guy. He's not that, right? He's got excellent shot selection, right? Think about this. He started off the season 1 for 7 against Miami, and the dude is still shooting 49% from the floor, 38% from 3, 86% from the free throw line. Could we have used Jaden Ivey tonight? Absolutely.
Oh, for rim pressure, getting to the rim. Because I think if that sounds bad. Shot, put on headphones. Please. Oh, my fault.
Yeah.
But
man.
But yeah, as far as rim pressure, I don't know if you have the box score up right now, Freezie, but we got outscored in the paint by a 3-point shooting team by a lot.
Yeah.
And that speaks to the fact that we got nothing easy. We took a ton of mid-range jumpers, and we don't want that to be our diet. And then they forced our non-shooters to be shooters, like Josh Hart. They made Josh Hart take how many threes tonight?
6.
You're not winning basketball games if Josh Hart taking 6 threes from you. I'm sorry.
But what I'm saying to you though is there was there were 2 years where the person that scored the most points in the paint in a season in a big man era was Tony Parker. You feel me? Yeah.
It's. I mean, Freezie, Ja Morant led the league in paint points last year, so
right,
or was damn near at the top of it. So I mean, it's there's multiple ways to get rim pressure, and when you take RJ out the lineup, we couldn't manufacture it at all, and that speaks to the fact we don't really have athletic wings.
Right,
and that's roster construction, and we don't really have athletic anything outside of Mitch. So.
But right, that's the reason why we lost. Right there. Because of what you just said. Because the coaching staff, to give them credit, they made adjustments during the game, right? They went to a 5-out spread with Hartenstein, right? Spread the floor. And you saw Hartenstein, and for those that can't follow, those that don't know what a 5-out spread is, remember the play where Hartenstein got a shot clock violation. Not the one he shot the 3, because it was the same thing, right? But the play where Hartenstein, the ball was in his hands and we got a shot clock violation. Everybody on the Knicks team was on the perimeter, right? They tried that, right? They tried the Randall pick and roll, right? But Porzingis was dropping at the level of Randall and not the level of Mitch, because Mitch was not a threat to pull up from 8 feet. right? So he just stayed at the level of Randall, just crowded. He held Robinson and just stayed at the level of Randall, not to let Randall get by him. Then he was taught, he was coached that, right?
Mhm.
We tried the Zoom set with Grimes in the corner. Grimes wasn't fast again, not beating a dead horse, right? But they tried different things. But our roster construction is set at a way where we don't have elite athleticism anywhere on the roster outside of Mitch.
That's absolutely terrible.
Talking about my point?
No. That the roster construction is terrible.
Okay.
In the modern NBA, where teams are getting more uniform and they're trying to get 6'5" to 6'8" guys that can do multiple things, that are athletic,
Right.
rangy, have high IQ, have multiple skill, we're downsizing, or we're like going to the extremes. We're either
We're going to fire.
downsizing.
We're fire ants, bro.
Yeah,
That's what we're doing.
we're going. Yeah, we downsizing, and then we have two centers. That's about it.
Right.
And you can't. I'm like looking at these guys on these other teams, and it's just like, yo, where's our athletes? Like the best you go, like Freezie, we watch every night somebody on another team get dunked on. The best we can do is them slow motion RJ dunks.
Right.
I mean, you can win
RJ
games
Barrett
without
can't be your
highlights.
best athlete.
Yeah, I'm sorry, no, I can't. He can't be your best wing athlete. That's for damn sure. Not in this NBA.
And DiVincenzo is a good athlete too. I want to
He's a
rephrase
good athlete for a guy that's
6'4",
6'3" or 6'4".
6'3",
Yeah,
6'4", yeah.
but you can't make up for length and athleticism unless you're hyper athletic.
Right.
Unless you're John Morant at 6'2", jumping over people,
Or Jaden Ivey.
But you can't just be a good athlete at 6'3". You have to be an outstanding athlete to play bigger than what your card says you are.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating watching all these teams with mutants on them, and we out here just, I'm saying, rubbing sticks with fire, trying to reinvent the wheel.
Tibbs got out coached, bro. Tibbs got out coached. The game plan tonight looked like a tired coach with an in-season recycle game plan.
Yeah.
Play hard, contest everything.
Play how we normally play.
Except harder.
Yeah. And where that might work against the average team in the league, you not beating the upper echelon. Just
right.
It's like, and I feel like Mazzulla wanted to send a message 100%.
Yeah.
With the win.
He did.
Wanted to set a message like, yo, we are at the top of this East. No one is coming to touch us, especially you. Fix your team, get better players, do what you need to do, but we're gonna be here. We ain't going nowhere. They ain't scared. They're not scared of nobody over there.
Right.
And they have good reason to not be. The only thing that's really stopping them from being contenders is injury.
I think the Knicks have a trade in mind, and you are gonna absolutely hate it.
Oh no.
I think the Knicks are gonna probably trade for Alex Caruso. I think that's the trade. Hey, Richard Kenny is in the building. Shout out to our people across the water. Shout out to our people in Ireland. Richard Kenny says Knicks have 11 first-round draft picks they can trade like a lottery winner still driving a clunker. Elite athleticism. Keep it a stack, Bim. Yeah,
so
man.
Freezie. So we paid. So we're gonna trade for a better version of Josh Hart, even though we just paid Josh Hart.
Yep.
It would be, imagine Tibbs would really put out a lineup of Caruso and Josh Hart and just tell us to fight
and
for our lives to score.
all at the same time.
Figure out how to score, but
Yep. With Hartenstein.
oh my god, we're gonna be a pestering team. Like the thing that you described, where we try to set traps, set traps for turnovers. We try to set it that way because our guards are quick. Like they're quick, so they'll be in places you may not expect them to be a lot quicker than a normal wing would get to a place, right?
Right.
A wing would get there by deflections, by his length and athleticism. We do it by just being jitterbugs,
That's
essentially.
fire ants. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
just swarming, and then let Mitch clean up everything else.
Clean up everything else. Yep.
Granted, that can work against a lot of teams. It can work against, I want to
Most teams.
say, 24 out of the 28 other teams in the league.
Right.
It can work very effectively. But when we talking about the upper echelon teams that are competing for a title, they'll sniff that out and they'll nullify it, or they'll negate it, whether it's by the players on the court with them being high IQ like the Jokic's of the world, or by the coaches like the Spoelstras of the world. There's multiple ways to mitigate those types of, I want to say, like junk defenses that we throw out there. I don't want to call it junk, but I mean relatively, it's like throwing stuff out there to confuse teams, lesser teams. But
Right.
the upper echelon, the high, like you try to do this stuff against LeBron, it won't look good.
It won't work.
Look good.
Yeah.
It just you just end up
Yeah.
looking stupid.
I think the Alex Caruso thing is real.
Well, they're
Because
gonna have a fire sale over there at
yeah,
some point.
yeah. And
So.
they're gonna need a point guard. And we'll probably wind up doing Quickley for
Oh
Caruso.
no!
Yeah.
Oh, you're making my back hurt, making my chest hurt.
Yeah, because Caruso has what, 2 years left on his deal?
Oh my
So instead
god!
of
So who's gonna
paying
play point after? So we just gonna run? Who's
DiVincenzo,
running? Oh no, he can't. He can't do it.
I know. I know. But I mean, but think about this. When has your conventional logic aligned with the way Leon Rose builds this roster?
Leon Rose built it in Tibbs' image, or what Tibbs
Right.
wants.
So you're saying that
As
what
soon
you would
as
do is different from what they would do.
yeah, because as soon as they did that Cam Reddish thing and it didn't work, after that we not doing nothing that Tibbs wouldn't approve, because Tibbs is just not gonna play them. Tibbs will tank the value of whatever you bring in if it ain't what he likes.
Right.
He did that with Fournier. He did it with Cam Reddish.
But does Alex Caruso fit the prototype that Tibbs is looking for?
Oh, of course he does.
Right.
6'4", all-world defender.
Tough.
Can guard
High
bigger
IQ.
player. Yeah. Can initiate a little bit.
Right.
Can do.
Can guard
can do-
multiple positions.
Yeah, but when we get to the playoffs, you're gonna
Bad
need to be
shooter.
able. When you get to the playoffs, you're gonna need to score too.
I know.
You ain't winning every game 75 to 73. It ain't 1995.
Yeah.
It ain't that no more. But let Tibbs tell it. Tibbs thinks we can win the championship, winning games 88 to 83.
Both teams, I'm telling you, both teams got the ball 79 times when the league average is 88 shots a game. I'm sorry, 89 shots a game. And both teams tonight shot it 79 times. You know what that tell you, right? But it was a chess match all night, and Tibbs was getting beat upside the head all night. Right? All night long. Because in theory, against a defense as stout as Boston, right, what you want to do, make them miss and get out in transition. Because you're not going to be able to consistently beat Drew Holiday off the dribble and get to the rim and make a layup. because they have a dude 7'3" back there.
And if you do, and if it's not Drew Holiday, they're gonna switch it to Jason Tatum, and he's 6'10" and mobile. If it
Right.
ain't him, they're gonna switch it to Derek White, who's 6'5" and damn near the same defender Drew Holiday is.
Right.
Or
Right.
Jaylen
At
Brown.
this point, I think he's better. At this point, I think Derek White is better than Drew Holiday defensively. Right.
Yeah, he's a problem.
But the thing is, what I'm getting at is, as soon as Tibbs came out with that blueprint, get the rebound, get out and run. Because if you notice, we were out rebounding Boston early, right? Then they went to like this. They put one man back to slow up the ball. And what happened is Randall and Brunson were back together. So they still advanced it pretty quickly, right? So Tibbs outfoxed them there, right? Because Randall can make the pass to a shooter in the open court, right? You don't want Grimes back there because Grimes is a little shaky, right? And then Grimes kicking it out to Randall for 3 doesn't have the same impact as Randall kicking it out to Grimes for 3. You feel me? And so then my man went to the 2-2-1 full court trap, and Jason Tatum almost turned Randall over once, and then they forced him onto the sideline, and then so Brunson just got full head of steam, and Peyton Pritchard fouled him one time, and they got out of it, and then they went right back to it. Right? When they made the adjustment, we didn't make an adjustment to the adjustment. We made one adjustment and stayed with it.
There was no counter for the counter.
Yeah.
And Mazzulla, as many times he might get grief for it, at least he will counter and counter and counter. Sometimes he'll overthink himself.
Right.
But if you're
defense.
Yeah, but
on defense, on offense, you already know where he's going, bro.
Yeah, but when
they're gonna run zoom, they're gonna run that play zoom jet off the top or pick and roll at the top of the key. Right? They ain't running nothing else unless they already have a mismatch already, and then they'll dump it down in the post. Like if they have Jalen Brunson guarding Porzingis, they'll go straight to that, scrap everything, and go straight to it.
But that's what you're gifted with when you have a versatile starter lineup. You have a versatile lineup in general where they can initiate those actions from literally anywhere.
Right.
It's the same play, but they're initiating it with Derek White, they're initiating it with Tatum, they're initiating it with Jaylen Brown,
Peyton Pritchard,
Drew. Yeah. Because these guys are all capable and they're all good shooters, which puts a different variety of pressure. Like put it this way. There's no Josh Hart would never be on the Celtics. The Celtics would never offer him any type of money because of his skill set.
No.
Them dudes at the front office over there probably laughed at us for giving Josh Hart $80 million.
Yeah.
It's like if you can't shoot, they have no real use for you.
You know what that contract was supposed to be? It was supposed to be the Iguodala contract. The Iguodala with the Warriors.
Yeah.
It was supposed to have that type of impact.
But he's not that.
But he's not Iguodala.
Iguodala is a high IQ basketball player. First,
Iguodala was an all-star before. Come on, man. You see what I mean? See what I mean?
We just overpaid. I mean, we talking about like Caruso. Caruso ain't making Josh Hart money, and he's better than Josh Hart, and he does the same things Josh Hart does, but better. But he ain't making Josh Hart money. But Josh Hart has to make $20 million. Explain that to me. I don't get it.
My back hurting, bro. I'm serious, bro. This stuff, my head hurting, bro. I feel like Kaya. Y'all remember that song by Kaya? My neck, my back. Do it now. Do it good. Yeah, that's what I feel like right now, bro.
Oh man,
I.
And when you're looking not to get on you, Audi in the chat, but that 3 for 6 is such fool's gold because he turned down how many shots? Or they were just leaving him open. the overwhelming majority of his shots, there was nobody within 20 feet of him because the
And he
Celtics
still
were like, we'll live with that. Go ahead, bro.
he attacking the imaginary closeout. Yeah, man.
Let me
Nick
hold on.
Yak, what's good, my
Let me
brother?
check how much Caruso made.
Nick Yak in the building. What's good, my brother? What's happening?
Caruso's on a 4-year, $36 million contract. Freezie.
$9 million, yeah.
And we paying this man to be a worse version of that.
Double
Double
that.
that.
Yeah.
Nobody in the league was giving him that much money. Nobody.
How many years Caruso got left on it?
Probably like 2. Well, I'll
Okay.
tell you right now. But even now, at his highest value, at his peak right now, if he was a free agent, nobody would give Caruso $20 million.
No.
They would give him 15 because he's a specialist.
Josh
A
Hart.
damn good one.
Josh Hart should have got $12 million a year.
That's what he was making.
That's what he was making.
You should never got more than that. That's a silly contract. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's all I got, bro. I ain't got nothing else, man. I'm beat up, bro.
I'm
My
hurt by
voice
this loss.
cracking. Yo, I'm in here sounding like Oscar the Grouch.
Man.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, my
frustrating, man. But hopefully RJ's back by the next game, and then we put a hurting on Atlanta.
goodness. Hopefully.
Was the game in New York or in Atlanta?
It's in Atlanta.
Again?
Again.
The schedule don't make no damn sense.
Yeah, man. I wish I could make that one. I can't make it. I gotta get my finances right, man. I just got a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, man. It's like
medical bills kicking me in the teeth. So once I get them under control, I'll get back on the road. Because Dre, before this show, I used to stay on the road, bro. I mean, just stay at Knicks games, man. New Orleans, Memphis, especially Atlanta and Miami. Orlando, DC is my favorite in terms of watching the game. Well, no, Atlanta's my favorite because we used to get a suite in Atlanta.
Which place got the best food? There you go.
Atlanta. Atlanta got the best food, bro, by far. And they nice. Right. Dre, I'm telling you, every time we go to Atlanta, it's a sweet roll. Like, we don't get the same sweet, but all the sweets on the same roll. All of them are identical, right? Like, they're like 2 tiers below the elite suites, where they have like the grand piano and the champagne showers and all that. So it's like 2 tiers below that, where they have all the food in there. It's like walking into a 7-Eleven, except everything is free. Right? They have the hot dog machine, the cookie machine, all the drinks you want, bro. Is bananas, bro. I love Atlanta, bro. I love Atlanta, bro. Charlotte has great food too. But you have to pay a little bit more.
Premium.
But their facility is not.
It's not the fancies.
It's a dump.
They need a new arena out there.
But
they need a new arena out there. But if they were winning basketball games, they'd probably get some funding for an arena. But
yeah, so Spectrum, I say it's a dump. It's like an old house that's really, really clean. Right? That's what Spectrum Center is like. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. No doubt. No doubt. I'm going to get out of here, boss man, and get a lozenge and get ready for work tomorrow.
Bro, think about anything but the Knicks.
Yeah, man. These work days come by so fast, bro. Even like, I don't even know, bro. I don't even know why people work, bro. Why do you work to break even?
I just gotta scratch to survive, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, scratching and surviving, bro. Yeah,
good times.
Yeah, man. All right, party people. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all tomorrow about 9:15ish for the Knicks Morning Drive. Peace, y'all.
Peace.